Hi, my name is Robin McGehee, and I am currently the City of Fresno's LGBT liaison. I work within the Office of Community Affairs with four other liaisons that represent different communities within the Fresno community, marginalized and often discriminated against communities in the Fresno community. And this is part of the Mayor Dyer's One Fresno messaging and One Fresno vision. And I'm honored to serve the city of Fresno as their LGBT component. I think it's important to reflect on the importance of National Coming Out Day. The day was established in 1988. And it was actually established by Dr. Robert Eichberg, who was a psychiatrist. He did it on the second anniversary or the second anniversary of the second March on Washington. So the first March on Washington happened after Stonewall, and the second one happened in the 80s. And it was his call to say that we have to come out of the closet. We have to be proud of who we are as queer people. And it's important for our allies to come out as well. And I think there's no lack of connection to the fact that it was a psychiatrist that saw this need and saw an importance of people truly living and being their authentic self. And knowing that the fabric that we hold in community is going to be more authentic if we can be out and open and honest about who we are. And as a community, supporting people to be more out and open and honest about who they are only makes a stronger community, stronger neighbors, stronger faith community, stronger political community. And so coming out of the closet and coming out is very important. I think it's also significant to recognize that the last March on Washington that happened in 2010 or 2009 around the National Equality March, and it was actually held on National Coming Out Day. And so the significance, not only as a political movement, also has that individual movement as well, to show the significance that we have to come out to influence government, but we have to come out for ourselves as well as individuals to fight for our dignity as human beings. I think it's so important to think about what the words safe and affirming actually mean. Sadly, especially in a vulnerable moment of coming out about who you are, no matter if you're dealing with gender identity, you're dealing with sexual identity, you're just dealing with what that means in a family environment as well. There's a safety that comes with knowing whoever you're speaking to is going to be okay with what you're self-disclosing and saying. And you have to feel safe in that moment to be able to identify who you are, to be able to say what you're going to say. And that takes risk, but it also is very important for the person who's getting that gift of honesty, that they know the weight and the value of what they're hearing and how important and riskful it was for that person to self-disclose. And that when we're listening, what we're listening for listening to is someone who's looking for that safety. They're looking for that dignity. And the way to give them that safety is to be affirming. It does not mean that at the end of the day, I have to, attend a gay wedding or go to a queer pride parade. But what I do have to do is know that it was riskful for that person to come out to me and to take that risk to be honest about who they are and to love them in that moment enough to affirm that them being honest about who they want to be is what's most important, not my own personal feelings about it, but the safety and the dignity that they deserve as human beings is what I'm honoring the most. So, for me, my own personal journey is I grew up in the deep South in Jackson, Mississippi. And at that time, I was not willing to be honest and open about who I was. I wasn't willing to, take the call of that national coming out. And I moved to the city of Fresno in 1996. And it was not my decision to be open and honest and come out in the way that I did. What actually happened is our family faced discrimination when I was the PTA president at our son's 5-year-old elementary school. And while Fresno and the state of California were embattled in the opposition of Prop 8 and fighting over marriage rights around Prop 8, I spoke out for the rights of our family to be able to marry, and I was kicked off of the PTA. That led to doing a march on Fresno, which was called Meet in the Middle. And that also led to the National Equality March and other activities, including be arrested 5 different times, chaining myself to the White House fence, and then being invited back by Barack Obama to that same fence that I had chained myself to. And what that tells me is that we can't struggle with staying closeted in a way to keep ourselves silenced and to kill ourselves slowly. We have to be bold in not only our honesty, but also bold in our acceptance of those who are taking those risks. And I truly hope that everyone feels the call to ask themselves, what can I do to make people feel more welcomed into my community? What can I do to make National Coming Out Day or whatever day be more safe for the queer neighbor or queer family member that I call someone that I know?